So Ben Shapiro was doing, I guess, a live stream the other night or something. He was answering a question from somebody in his audience, and he was asked about school lunches. Buckle up. I'm sure you see where this is going. It ain't pretty. Watch.
If government can protect kids from the sick radical left, shouldn't they also protect kids from hunger? Wouldn't it make sense to strengthen food stamps and have school lunch be free, since some kids are in school lunch debt? Well, I mean, if you are a parent, school lunches are not going to solve the problem of child hunger at any serious level. If there is a problem of children actually starving, that is a child endangerment scenario to which CPS needs to be called. If you're talking about like actual child starvation, the truth is it does not take that much money to feed a child. I know I have 3 of them. You should be feeding your child before you feed yourself. It's that simple. There's a much deeper problem at work than school lunches if kids are legitimately starving.
That is uniquely psychotic, if you ask me. So if a kid is food insecure, CPS should take the kids from their parents instead of just serving them free lunch at school or free breakfast at school or both. Okay, even from his perspective of, oh, small government, all about small government. It is way bigger government and more authoritarian government to take kids from their parents. That's way bigger. And by the way, that would cost so much more. If every time a kid was food insecure, you take the kids from their parents, when he acts like the most straightforward solution is not straightforward and not a solution at all. Like, hey, we have some kids who are food insecure. Definitely don't give them free food. Definitely do not give them free food. Why? Why? We just had the Fed jump in when Silicon Valley Bank crashed and they said $300 billion backstop. Here you go. Take it. End of conversation. You're good. You're good. FDIC jumped in and said, we'll bail you out. Then the Fed was like, no, we'll bail you out. That's when rich people suffer some consequences of their own actions. But when a kid is hungry, oh, definitely don't give them food. Definitely don't give them free meals. Definitely don't do that. We can spend billions of dollars, no, scratch that, trillions of dollars on endless war, for example, on expanding our military budget, on corporate bailouts or tax cuts for the rich. All that's a duh. All that's a given. But God forbid you take a fraction of that money to feed hungry kids. By the way, you know how many kids are food insecure in America? 9 million. So Ben Shapiro's solution is have 9 million kids taken from their parents? That's your solution. And you think that would save money and that would be smaller government and that would be more pro-family values? No, Ben, you are wrong on every level. The answer is obviously free breakfast, free lunch. By the way, there was a period in COVID where we did exactly that. And you know what? It worked phenomenally well. Just like, by the way, the expanded child tax credit. Anybody who's claiming they are pro-family, if they are not pro-expanded child tax credit, they're lying to you. Because when we did the expanded child tax credit, you know what happened? Child poverty was cut about 50%. Now, unfortunately, that was temporary because it had a sunset provision, so it went away and nobody put it back. You know, shame on the people who didn't put it back, of course. But when we had it in place, it was solving problems. If you could cut child poverty about 50%, you can cut it 100%. It's just a matter of having the will to do it and doing the legislation. But God forbid you do something like that, Ben Shapiro would be outraged. He's pro-family unless you mean helping families in any material way, unless you mean free childcare, free maternity leave, paid vacation time by law, all those paid sick days, all those things. No! How dare you? No! But I love families and I'm pro-family. But I want 9 million kids to be taken from their parents because their parents don't make enough money. So in other words, punish people for poverty. Kidnap their kids because they are poor. Kidnap their kids because they're poor. What a sick joke, man. What a sick, sick dude you are. Could you imagine responding like this? He said, quote, school lunches are not going to solve the problem of child hunger at any serious level. It will 100% do that. If you give free breakfast at school and free lunch at school, you're getting a hell of a lot closer to solving the issue of child hunger. You just have to throw dinner in that bitch and you're good. Dinner, snack or two, you're good. Straightforward solutions are not actually real or correct. No. God, what a loser. It really is amazing. And I'm sure he's convinced himself that somehow I'm being the logical one. I'm using facts and logic to own you into saying I think kids should be taken away from their parents. Owned. All right, Ben, you do you. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.